The world descends into mechaization. Whatever vehicle you own fuses with you and determines your fate. Sports cars and off-road vehicles thrive, while animals become steel beasts. I only own a tiny electric car. After dodging countless steel beasts, I barely survived 10 years before larger trucks kill me. Back one day before mechization, I take all my savings to a truck dealership. A salesperson greets me, but I'm staring at a red truck, 4 meters tall, 12 meters long, with 12 enormous tires. One look overwhelms me. I want this truck. Excellent taste. It's our newest model. It has 8 cylinders, weighs 10 tons, tows 30 to 40 tons, and costs $680,000. Once ownership transfers, I'll be this truck tomorrow. Then I drive to a repair shop. I order an 8-meter blade, 1 meter wide, sharpened on one side. The boss relents when I offer 30,000 yuan. It'll be ready today. At 10 that night, the mechanic finishes the Tang-style straight blade, weighing 800 jin, with a slanted tip. I load it, eat well, then sleep in the truck and await mechanization. In my dream, I sink into endless darkness, unable to move or speak. Eventually, I wake to creaking machinery. Looking down, I've fused with the heavy truck. With a thought, I move, brake, and switch on my headlights. Every function obeys my thoughts. My front rises, drivetrain turns, wheels retract, and giant mechanical feet emerge. My waist, head, and hands transform. Within seconds, I'm an upright red transformer, a long sword strapped across my back. Is this power? My old electric body felt nothing. My blood boils. I'm as tall as a 5-story building, immensely strong, and perfectly smooth. While I test my body, distant cries erupt. Motorcyclists wake as mutated steel monsters arrive, including my dog, now twice its size. My steel dog attacks everyone indiscriminately. The Azure Dragon Empire has 1 billion people. 800 million people remain ordinary. No one can count the animals, but they outnumber motorcyclists by hundreds, thousands, perhaps tens of thousands. Motorcyclists race home while steel animals gather along their routes. Behind me, a 2-meter motorcyclist is fighting a steel dog. A tricycle's leg is trapped in the dog's jaws, spraying sparks. I switch to truck form, floor it, and crush the meter-tall iron dog in half. The tricycle panics. Brother, thanks. It's not safe. Leave. I rise into my 15-meter robot form, pull a green crystal from the iron dog's chest, and swallow its power source. That crystal replaces its heart and lets motorcyclists evolve. Soon everyone will know, so I need to strengthen myself. I hurry toward the city center zoo, hunting its large animals. At an old street corner, I find 7 or 8 iron wolves facing more than 20 members of the mecha faction. I charge in battle mode, showing everyone true violence. Within 3 minutes, all 7 or 8 steel wolves are dead. The wolf's crystal warms me, strengthens me, and hardens my skin. 12 minutes later, I reach the city center, littered with motorcyclist and steel beast wreckage. Tigers, bears, and elephants battle a yellow heavy truck convoy with drill-armed excavators and huge-fisted bulldozers. The standout is a 20-meter yellow mining dump truck. I recognize its owner, Hugo, the future land war god. Hugo battles a 7 or 8 meter crocodile. I draw my sword and charge. I'm here to help. I cleave it 4 or 5 meters away. Before it lands, I leap up and punch through its belly. A fist-sized power crystal. I've struck gold. I eat it and pat my belly. The crystal dwarfs every Iron Wolf crystal combined. Hugo sees my strength. Let's handle the other iron beasts, then talk. I join without fighting. Only I know power crystals enable upgrades. I find a free haul among 7 or 8 large carcasses. Thanks, brothers. I'll absorb these, then help you. I devour them. My red body darkens, and every exposed part vanishes into a simpler, more brutal form. Brothers, here I come. I sprint forward and punch. The air explodes, and the tens of tons elephant falls. Hugo freezes. What are you doing? Aim for the heart. Hugo goes all out. Fist marks cover the elephant, and blades sever its tusks. He drives dozens of punches into its chest. Before he breaks through, I stab from behind. Help the others. Leave this one to me. I rip the crystal from the elephant's heart and swallow it instantly. I rush toward another battlefield. Last time, I discovered power crystals 1 month late. Now I'm exploiting Hugo. Your vehicle determines your strength, and no evolved bicycle can match a heavy truck. Mine is top tier. Ordinary vehicles can evolve forever and barely start. Hugo is a monster. His 100-ton mining truck punch is unstoppable. He's already near the pinnacle, and further evolution will make him unmatched. Hugo shouts, "Brothers, retreat! Go first, I'll cover the rear. Take care, brother, we'll wait ahead." Hugo leads the survivors away. I drop the act, search the iron beast's corpses, and swallow a crystal. Patterns sharpen across my body and chest. My second evolution completes, refining my mecha form. My back tires become fiery steel. My head gains features, muscles, and a waist, and my strength surges. But I'm still far short. A true motorcycle warrior needs at least 5 evolutions. I survived, so I'll exploit my foreknowledge and evolve faster. I shrink into motorcycle form and chase Hugo. I won't lose this asset. When I rejoin them, everyone but Hugo seems hesitant. Hugo plans to rescue a friend, but nobody will join him after that brutal battle. Hugo, I have elderly parents and young children. I can't risk it. Another 500,000 each, 1 million if anyone dies. Your families will get it. Sorry, Hugo, we can't go. Those monsters are too strong. Keep your money. My skills can earn enough for my family. This wakes Hugo's other subordinates up. Right, as motorcycle riders, even carrying bricks pays plenty. I'll go with you. Really? I've decided to be your friend. Hugo's grateful, while I calculate privately. In my previous life, Hugo finds a peerless, superheated greatsword in Qingzhou. It makes him unbeatable among his peers and able to fight above his level. If I claim it first, I'll become a legend. Exhausted and starving after the battle, Hugo assumes a transformer runs on gasoline. He drags me to a station and gulps 98-octane fuel. Why is my stomach still rumbling? I nearly vomit oil laughing. Maybe you haven't digested it. Get some exercise. Giant steel roosters race past, eager to swarm a transformer. Hugo swats one dead. Maybe chicken will fill you up. Hugo grabs a metal rooster and tears into it. Risking broken teeth, Hugo gnaws through the whole rooster, and his hunger instantly eases. He starts sharing the good news, then sees I've only eaten the rooster's power source and left the steel. He realizes the truth. You liar. You fed me gasoline and stole those power sources. No wonder you're taller. Earlier, I was 15 meters tall, squat, with exposed wheels. Now I'm over 16 meters tall and powerful, with barely any vehicle parts. The power source is the mecha faction's lifeblood. Despite his anger, Hugo's curious. Does every Isaac have one? Isaac has them, and so do we. The crystal is like a heart, protecting and strengthening us. Stronger Isaacs have larger crystals. Hugo, will you still travel with me? What nonsense! You ate my crystals. You're staying until you repay me. I laugh and run ahead. He's not afraid of tricks, only tricks he can't understand. Hugo asks about evolution, and I reveal everything, including the large black vehicle appearing after the 5th evolution. My chest's vehicle is 3/5 visible. Hugo's lips twitch. At midday, intensifying cataclysm clouds smother the sky. Steel-plated clouds block sunlight, killing food as temperatures fall. 1 month brings -20 degrees Celsius. There's no electricity, water, heating, or crops. Once food disappears, ordinary people won't last long. In my previous life, powerful people break through the clouds, but their fate remains unknown. Hours later, the sky darkens. The clouds block the sun without extinguishing it. Daylight leaves the city dim yellow but visible. Night is pitch black. With our high beams on, a scooter races toward us. Its rider is crying, chased by a dark torrent of steel rats. It's Hugo's friend Finn. Hugo grabs Finn one-handed and runs. Getting caught by that many rats means death. At a gas station, they're 50 meters behind. My iron fists crater the ground. Gasoline erupts, filling the air with oil stench. I hurl my knife. Its nicked blade scrapes the ground and ignites the gas station. The heat melts most of the rats, and we escape the city. I open my door for Finn, hit the highway, and drive beside Hugo. We chat until darkness falls, and more city refugees crowd the roadside. Should we rest here? These mountains could hide wild animals. There's a service area 80 kilometers ahead. Should we rest there? After an hour, I see hundreds gathered at the service area. Its owner is selling food for dozens of times its normal price. Anyone else would have been killed. Inside a van, the owner has over 12 truckers and motorcyclists enforcing order. A staffer approaches at the gas station. Brother, are you refueling or staying overnight? Our vehicle has no plates. He gets ideas. Finn hands over his watch, worth 1.5 million. Take care of us both. Fill our car with food when we leave. The man pockets the watch, then acts innocent. We only accept cash. Finn reaches back, but he's shoved aside. The man berates Finn, leaving him stunned. A group of motorcyclists closes in, each around 10 meters tall. The owner shouts, "What are you doing on my brand new truck? Get off now." They even want to rob me. Heavy trucks are worth far more. Surrounded by motorcyclists standing 10 meters tall, Finn swallows and backs toward me. Handle this. Their shamelessness doesn't faze me. I transform, rising nearly 17 meters. My foot rises over the tiny van. I stomp. The van's front caves into its chest, its legs snap, and it becomes scrap. I face the other pilots. They flee. I leap 7 or 8 meters, catch one in seconds, and break him in half. 5 pilots charge to avenge him. I drop them within a minute with a punch, flying kick, and knee. It's a massacre. I soon lead a dozen motorcyclists away on foot. The onlookers panic, realizing some people are born superior. The gap between motorcyclists is enormous. Next morning, a massive rumble wakes us. Dozens of tanks approach, followed by thousands of armed soldiers and tens of thousands of civilians. The crowd stretches endlessly. I grab Hugo and run. Early in the cataclysm, the Empire still dominates. Rockets, tanks, and armed helicopters terrify me. Its policy is simple. Absorb every Autobot. Want freedom? Meet an anti-tank rocket. Armor-piercing rounds exceed 1,000 degrees, leaving basketball-sized wounds in early Autobots. At noon, we reach Bailing Mountain Park, a park full of jackals, tigers, leopards, and larger animals. I remember a hidden research institute nearby, where Hugo found the ultra-high-temperature giant sword. Hungry, Hugo grabs the mecha and tears it apart. A crystal drops from inside. Hugo swallows the crystal, and his gnawing hunger fades. Near Bailing Mountain Park, steel lions, tigers, and elephants swarm us. Hugo reaches his limit, so I join the fight. He never retreats. Hugo is powerful but slow, while I'm agile, so he can't outrun them. Inside, an old white-haired scientist researches condensed matter. Condensed matter technology is a key Empire project poised to reshape all humanity. In my past life, I rely on Chad to combine condensed matter technology and crystals, arming ordinary people against iron beasts. Without it, only the Empire's Autobots survive. A blonde foreigner leads 70 or 80 people out the door. They barely get outside before iron wolves tear them apart. Warren shuts the nuclear-proof glass door and backs away. This area is the Cataclysm's danger center. Nobody survives for kilometers. Corpses and shattered Autobot bodies fill the streets. Only nuclear-proof glass saves them. As everyone watches colleagues die, an iron wolf drops from above and crashes before the glass door. Its twisted body is nearly severed, held by iron bones. More explosions rock the Institute's entrance square. A huge red mech fights outside. The wolves swarm me, but my punches smash them dead, cracking the ground into craters. Within minutes, Iron Beast corpses cover the square. Panting, I reach the Institute. Is anyone still inside? People rush through the open door. Who's Dr. Chad? A puzzled old man steps forward. Time's short. I can crack condensed matter technology. Iron beasts surround this area. I can't fight, but I'll send food until rescue. What do you want? If it isn't the ruling government, you want something. I'll give you the method to break through condensed state and keep you safe, but forge a weapon for me. You'll make this weapon. I helped them in the Yellow Springs before. I captured several iron beasts. They researched and fought. Then Chad used his condensed matter breakthrough to forge me a long sword. It's the Flame Demon. It emits extreme heat. Hugo's huge, and he can dominate others to become a land war god. This sword is why. I once saw Hugo split an adult iron beast in two. Because they're costly and use rare materials, few exist. I need one for bigger foes. If everything's as you say, I agree. Chad agrees. I leave Finn here, bring out my treasured instant noodles, and shout, Hugo, throw me an iron beast. Hugo swings one. Hugo throws it. I catch it one-handed and crush it. Motorcycle people have crystals too. It's our power source. It helps you break through. I brought food and fireworks. After you break through, light them, and I'll return. Then we'll discuss weapons. Chad nods, burning to study the steel beast. Even Warren is excited. Warren wants more, but Hugo is overwhelmed by steel monkeys. Their size gives them strength. Once I'm done explaining, I rush in. We fight and run 10 kilometers. The monkeys keep chasing him. He took only a few crystals. Was it worth it? Hugo sits panting with 20 or 30, then chews them. They chase him for those crystals. I pull out fist-sized crystals. Do you have more? You little monkey. Haven't completed your first evolution. How much energy can your crystal hold? Get perspective, or I'll deny knowing you. I want evolved iron beasts. Each holds far more energy than ordinary ones. I grab Hugo, and we hunt to evolve. We reach Bailing Park. A crocodile appears. I rush in and smash its head. Hugo, weighing hundreds of tons, sits on it. It cries out. I seize its jaws and tear them apart. Hugo takes its crystal. We've hunted 6 or 7 waves and found dozens of iron beasts. They're huge, each crystal stronger than the last. Maybe size makes evolution harder. Hugo is only at the 2nd stage. I reached the 4th a week ago. At 17.5 meters, he's 1 stage from adulthood. A roar shakes the ground, and a building collapses. Crocodiles pour out. The biggest is over 20 meters long, with half-meter barbs and a hammer tail. Hugo charges the crocodile and smashes its back, cracking the ground. The 4th evolution leader's tail hammer slams Hugo's thigh. He rolls away, leaving a 2.5-meter crater behind. Without that dodge, he'd have exploded. I handle the others, rush over and grab a telephone pole. I smash it with the pole. Hugo punches through its abdomen. Then the ground shakes violently. A 6th evolution crocodile emerges in the distance. We can't match it, so I take the crystals and leave. Soon, we reach abandoned housing. I count our spoils. 6 crystals are mine. This one's yours, Hugo, plus our last kills. He gives it to me. Eat these 6. You'll reach the 3rd evolution. I swallow it. Energy saturates my body. Steel becomes flesh and blood. Tiny tubes form through my limbs and bones, carrying energy in a constant circuit. My height stays fixed at 18 meters. My right arm cracks open. A 9-hole gun barrel emerges. Hugo jumps. What's happening? I stay silent, raising my hand toward the object. The barrel spins wildly, pouring out golden bullets. Hugo stares in shock. This is unscientific. Where'd you get these bullets? They're powerful. The muzzle becomes my hand. They're laser bullets, powered by crystal energy. 5 more evolutions Lord level. Even missiles can't destroy it. My arm becomes a gunhead. How's the weapon? At Lord level, it becomes a laser cannon. My shot cleaves a building in 2. Chad shouts at the glowing crystal. Condensed matter technology finally works. He points the crystal at the Institute. The crowd erupts. This isn't just technology. It's humanity's hope. At noon, Hugo and I bring a truckload of supplies. My laser bullets instantly mow down the gathered steel beasts. Chad realizes I've evolved and stares intensely. My condensed matter technology has broken through. What weapon do you want? A super high temperature flame sword. I describe what I remember from my previous life. The sword comes from this center, so I have a lead. Unexpectedly, Chad's apprentice is in charge. He starts scanning me. Everyone backs away. That device leaks radiation. It isn't for humans. Exposure causes liver, kidney, and organ failure. I learn my weapon's material comes from rockets. Hugo stuffs crystals into his mouth. Damn, this mining truck is poisonous. Hugo's eyes glaze over, and he doesn't evolve. I chuckle, but I envy the power of his mining dump truck. Cataclysm survivors understand a vehicle's value. Without one, hunger and death await. Motorcycle, tricycle, and van riders have necessities, but little combat power. They're the motorcycle tribe's cannon fodder. Family car riders are mediocre, with little room to advance. Only a few stand out. Heavy trucks, excavators, off-road vehicles, and bulldozers alone survive chaos. The nuclear-proof door opens. Finn and Warren emerge hollow-eyed while everyone else sleeps. They've lost days of sleep over my weapon. Soon, 2 men carry out its hilt. The black hilt is 2.5 meters long, ending in a gaping dragon head. Try it. Push the switch. I gently push the switch as instructed. The hilt drains 25% of my energy. The dragon's mouth fires a huge beam that settles into an 8-meter red blade. Scorching heat hits me. Warren backs away. This blade absorbs its owner's crystal energy. The hilt transforms it into scorching heat. It isn't solid, just extremely hot and dense. The blade has 3 settings, 1,500, 5,000, and over 10,000 degrees Celsius. I cleave the 3-story building in 2. I'm satisfied with this divine weapon, but its crystal energy cost is brutal. Even the first setting drains 10% of my energy. 1 strike takes more, so I can only use it for 2 minutes. Crystal energy creates its heat, so I'll call it grinding. Good name. This blade is awesome. Who could survive 1 strike? With more materials, I'd get another. A noise draws my eyes up to an armed helicopter circling the city. Seconds later, the helicopter crashes into a tall building. Everyone expects a fatal wreck. It transforms into a mecha on the rooftop, then turns toward the research team from hundreds of meters away. Hugo spots the problem immediately. It's a modified attack helicopter, but it has no weapon system. Second brother, come here, Finn explains. He's my cousin, a military pilot. He bought this retired helicopter through connections, and its weapons were removed long ago. It only looks military. It's basically civilian. Wow. Adam lands in front of us within seconds. Finn introduces himself. Hugo sees the building I cut apart. We meet. I know Adam well. He was handsome. Here, helicopters are rare. Armed ones are rarer. The Cataclysm's dark clouds and magnetic interference ground every flight. Helicopters still cross the country fastest, topping over 200 kilometers per hour, so south to north takes hours. Adam takes Finn to Qingzhou. Before leaving, Adam tells researchers, 10 minutes ago, I saw a helicopter from Kyoto coming for you. Finn looks disappointed. He planned to take everyone to Qingzhou. After days here, I know condensed matter technology will be extraordinary. Warren is a weapon design genius. 10 scientists remain. Letting them go is unwise. Finn punches the instrument panel. Without Adam's warning about the Imperial helicopters, he'd have taken Chad and Warren. After they leave, I call Hugo to prepare. I don't want early recruitment. Minutes later, 15 armed helicopters fly over, black hulls bristling with guns and shells. Researchers wave, almost crying. 2 soldiers get off in camouflage, carrying machine guns. The ruling government sent me. Get on quickly, I'll take you to the capital. Chad frowns. What about the equipment? Sorry, we can't take it. The officer says, destroying it is best. The researchers shout, absolutely not. This equipment is priceless. Warren's basement has a bomb-proof code, so no one can enter. We can return later. Get on the plane. Don't waste time. I stop Hugo and say, after they leave, let's steal the equipment, gather the materials, and kidnap Warren to make weapons. I also have a selfish reason. I won't let them get flame demon weapons. The capital's chaotic, and warlords are rising. They don't know Warren made the flame demon. They'll return for the equipment. More flame demons will appear. Using them against iron beasts is fine. Using them against rebellious motorbikes is terrifying. Half an hour after the ruling government leaves, Hugo and I enter the lab. Hugo smashes the glass door. It's embarrassing. Hugo complains, "This door's damn small." I draw and activate the Flame Demon sword to level 1. Its red blade appears. I slash open the lab roof, revealing computers, huge machines, transistors, and documents. Hugo packs. The lab's empty after 10 minutes. We leave. We bury everything and rest, since night travel is dangerous. Next day, we leave Shenzhen City for Handong Province. On the highway, Hugo asks, "You rushed to Qingzhou before. Was it important?" "It was important before, but it isn't now." "Then let's fight through Handong before we go. Improving our strength matters most. Otherwise, evolved iron beasts are harder to kill." A day later, we enter Handong, avoiding its provincial capital. Trouble starts as we enter. Roadblocks block the road, and dozens of hostile motorcyclists aim automatic rifles at us. They come as vans, cars, motorcycles, and scooters, but they're short and weak. A blue Alex with 9 hands asks, "What are your names? What are you doing here?" "Brother, don't be impulsive. I'm Hugo. My brother and I came from Shenbei seeking refuge. Protecting humanity is everyone's responsibility. You're conscripted from now on. Is food and drink guaranteed? You've taken the gas stations, so outsiders can't get gasoline." Hugo's exasperated. "Don't your stomachs rumble? Everyone's gas tank does. They provide iron beast corpses. Eat them whole." I nod at Hugo. Alex snorts. "You know what's good for you." They lower their guns and lead us. I follow. We're hunting iron beasts anyway. Minutes later, Alex's group reaches the street's edge. Steel beasts fill it. We hide behind a building while Alex explains. Machine gunners alternate fire from left and right. One team takes the left building, the other the right. We're bigger, so we go first. Run, and those behind will turn you into sieves, he threatens us. We agree, and I transform into a mecha. Hugo does too. 2 behemoths tower behind us, darkening the sky. The gunner trembles, and everyone stares. Only Alex watches the 4-meter steel dog. This'll be a tough battle. Stay alert. The people behind are crying. "Brother, look back." Alex turns and sees a dark wall of people. 2 huge red and yellow faces loom above, with car and scooter logos. Hugo asks, "Captain Zhang, right?" Alex swallows. "Brother, we'll talk after the battle." He's shocked by their 18 to 20 meter height. The squad charges, and machine gun fire pierces the steel beasts. Dozens of bullets kill each beast. Hugo says, "Well trained, interesting." I watch coldly. The mecha faction treats guns like toothpicks. Chase's handsome mecha follows. Hugo and I leap into the street. Hugo's punch caves in the iron dog's spine and shatters its ribs. It crashes down, and I curse and jump to the 3rd floor. "Hugo, why use so much force?" The riders' casualties mount, and their defense line starts collapsing. A distant gunshot blows an iron beast's head apart. A modified the motorcycle mecha HR motorcycle launches and transforms into a green sniper mecha. Damien arrives, instantly surrounded by hundreds of iron beasts. His arm becomes a gun barrel, spraying laser bullets. Within 10 seconds, all 100 become fragments. Everyone falls silent. I explain that Damien is a poor orphan, while Chase was a police captain protecting people. Upgraded, Damien latches onto Chase. "Boss, I'll follow you. I'll scout and collect crystals. You're stealing from me. More people mean more strength." Damien leads us to the wilderness market. Iron beasts stand in orderly formation. A powerful beast must control them. A 40-meter steel python appears with king emblazoned on its head. I immediately fire laser bullets. Sparks fly, but the python survives. This laser gun isn't invincible. Damien spots us. "Run." They swarm us. I draw my flame demon blade. "Take the python. I'll clear the smaller monsters." The blade of Inferno burns through mechs like tofu. Hugo punches the giant python, sending it through a building in a cloud of dust. Hugo stands his ground. The python rises from the ruins, coils around him, and swallows him like a rat. He grips it tightly. Hugo keeps the python's massive jaws from closing. I draw my flame demon blade. "Hugo," I slash through the python's scales with searing heat. Its upper body flies off, but the severed half keeps thrashing. I stomp it, seize its head, and drive the flame demon downward. I pierce and pin its head. Damien rushes over, gathers the python's energy crystals, and hands them to me. I swallow 2 handfuls to replenish my energy. Then I toss the giant python's crystal to Hugo. He swallows it, grows 1 meter taller, and completes his 4th evolution with greater power. I stop until tomorrow and return to the university fortress. Couples stroll hand in hand. Elderly people and children laugh, untouched by the cataclysm. Hugo and I reach the river outside the city. He stays beside us. A subtle tremor crosses the ground, and dense ripples cover the river. On the horizon, carnage unfolds. Iron beasts drive tens of thousands from other bases, tearing apart anyone they catch. I'm eager to try my luck. Let's be clear. I turn and race toward the city. The campus panics as iron beasts flood in. Anyone too slow is swallowed by the torrent. even members of the mecha faction. I hide beside an office building. Footsteps approach. I punch the building, collapsing it onto iron beasts and blocking the street. Many more are trapped outside. My arm becomes a Gatling gun, raining laser bullets into the narrow street. I mow down 200 or 300 steel beasts. Then a wild boar steel beast charges around the corner. I punch the 12-meter wild boar steel beast. Its tusks snap, and its whole head explodes. Damien, I'm chasing the other steel beasts. Follow and dig up every crystal. Damien starts digging. More than 10 minutes later, he follows the gunfire to the second battlefield with a sack. The community is covered in collapsed buildings and steel beast corpses. Some animals evolved 4 times. Damien finds me in the ruins and hands me his sack. Damien keeps gathering crystals. I empty the sack and eat them by the handful right before his eyes. My stamina drains fast. Soon I devour several sacks of crystals under Hugo and Damien's watch. Hugo, want to spar? He's secretly delighted. Sure, but you can't use the flame demon. I laugh. I won't, and I'll give you a handicap. He bends low, springs forward, and hooks at my face. I step back and dodge, then clench my left hand until my fist and arm turn jet black. I punch Hugo in the stomach. He flies backwards several meters and crashes down in dust. Damien drops his crystal. Hugo stays dazed 3 minutes, then rises, pupils shrinking at my jet black arm. What kind of punch is that? I thought you'd punch right through me. The black fades. It's normal. My 6th evolution adds a layer of armor. It boosts my strength and durability. Even a rocket launcher can't pierce it. Once armor covers me completely, I'll reach Lord level. It takes thousands of crystals, so I practice on steel beasts while we rest. I armor my arms and let the monsters bite me. After half an hour testing my defense and parries, I draw my battle sword. Time to finish them. Curious about second gear, I push the sword to its limit. It drains energy like a high-powered pump. The crystal blade reaches 10 meters. The temperature soars. Just before I'm drained dry, the output stabilizes at a blood-red blade 8 meters long. Its heat warps the air within 2 meters. I face a 20-meter office building. I raise Flame Demon in both hands and slash down, then immediately switch to its lowest setting. I can't take another drain. 2 seconds later, a black line splits the building. One push collapses half the building, revealing a smooth, mirrored surface. Lowest is 1500 degrees. Second gear reaches 5000. It cleaves top-tier armor. I'll even challenge Lord-level beasts. I can kill above my level. I only have energy for 1 peak strike, enough to catch a stronger enemy off guard. Then I spot Chase a few hundred meters away, covering fleeing survivors while dozens of steel beasts chase and bite at them. They round the corner, frozen before my 18-meter red mecha. They can't forget me cleaving the whole building in 2. Run for your lives! Then Chase turns and sees the snarling monsters completely cowering. They know I've slaughtered thousands of their kind. Terrified, they bolt, some tripping in the scramble. Instinct tells them meeting me means death. One glance sends them running, and the survivors swallow hard. Who is he? He scared them away with one glance. Chase watches me, conflicted, as everyone cries, Wade! They see me as an outright cheat. We all awakened as motorcycle people together, so why am I so much stronger? I meet Chase, and Damien's eyes pop at the thousands following him. He knows how ungrateful these survivors are. Damien can't believe Chase takes these burdens along. The flood scattered everyone. I save whoever I can. There are pregnant women and children. I can't abandon them. Hugo leans against the ruins. Kill every steel beast around you. If you want to survive, find your own food. Thank you. Everyone, hurry and find supplies. Chase has matured. I call Hugo and Damien to head for the next monster spawn point. Chase stops Damien and tosses him several boxes of special sniper bullets. Damien shoves crystals at Chase. Amused, Hugo tosses 2 triple purification crystals. You did what I've always wanted but couldn't. I'll drink several barrels of gasoline someday. Smoke whips through the city as we disappear beneath the gray sky, leaving Chase clutching the crystals and watching. I set team rules on the road. Crystals earned alone stay with their finder. Group loot gets pooled and allocated uniformly. Damien agrees, and Hugo nods. Damien, you'll draw fire, survey terrain, cover retreats, and clean up afterward. He slams the brakes. Covering retreats is suicide. I'm the one who can make you and Hugo flee. I'd be wiped out. If it were easy, I'd do it. Why else do we need you? Damien reluctantly accepts. He knows survival means proving he's irreplaceable. Hugo gloats until I assign him as our main sniper, handling tough opponents. His smile freezes. Why should the strongest one tank the damage? Good steel goes where needed. My grinding and armor moves drain enormous energy. Using them on small fry is wasteful. I save them for decisive blows. An expert like me can't handle everything. I'm just playing dumb to fool you. I ignore him and blast Today is a good day. Our team needs a resounding, imposing name. We'll slay a god someday, so let's call ourselves UATN. Damien and I are speechless. It's too flashy. I choose something imposing but normal. Damien claps and cheers. I take captain, Hugo is vice captain, and Damien reluctantly leads first squad. I'm no dictator, so dissent all you like. Hugo silently curses. I've already decided everything. Damien claps, thrilled to obey. You don't command a single soldier. What's so exciting? I pat Damien's shoulder. I'll get you an anti-tank Barrett. Alone, nobody lasts long. I know Hugo's future power as a land war god, so recruiting him is deliberate. My trump card is a small, invincible steel mech squad. In this age of mechanization and warlords, Handong demands a bloody path. The jungle law gamble begins. We pass the governed city, Handong's main force base, on our way to the Chinese city. 2 days later, we reach Hanjang Bridge. Damien stands on the 100-meter bridge, staring down at the river. It's the shortest route, yet eerily empty. A warning sign stands at bridgehead. The sign reads, "Beware of the monster in the river." The warning excites us. Damien spots a huge black shadow flash across the river. I order us to work. Hugo worries that his body will sink. Quit stalling, or I'll throw you in to feed the fish. Damien steps onto the frozen bridge. Hugo and I become chariots and follow. Mid-bridge, all is calm. Damien fakes a fall, spilling energy crystals from his bag into the river. I laugh. Damien's getting better at bait. A terrifying whirlpool grows on the river. Hugo stares at the water. The monster's coming. A calm river explodes. A massive black fish, tens of meters long, bursts out. 4 claws frame its maw of serrated teeth. It lunges at Damien to swallow him and drag him under. Damien screams for help. Hugo transforms into a mecha, radiating a war god aura. His destructive punch hits the fish's waist, but slippery scales absorb much of it, spraying sparks and scales. The fish flies more than 10 meters and crashes onto the bridge. Seeing Hugo's power, the beast leaps to escape into the river. After it leaps 7 or 8 meters, my flame demon battle blade becomes red lightning and slashes it. Sensing death, the fish turns its head and shrinks its body. The blade severs its tail. The wound burns red-hot under 5,000-degree heat. It crashes onto the bridge, roaring. I pounce with my fiery red longsword. The beast opens its concrete-biting maw and lunges for my head. It thinks it'll chew my arm and head into dust. I don't dodge. I raise my left armor and take the hit. The giant fish bites down, but doesn't break my skin. I swing my grinding knife, fire flashing from the blow. The huge fish's head flies up and rolls aside. The fight takes under 3 seconds. Damien grabs the basketball-sized crystal. Before he can sack it, a shout comes from across the bridge. 5 heavy tanks escort 15 red heavy trucks onto the bridge. They resemble me, but are shorter. Their insignia marks them 2nd stage evolved at least. Their leader is 4th stage. The arrogant captain calls this prey they've stalked for days. Hugo asks, "What do you want?" They order us to drop the crystal, declaring us requisitioned by the governed city's troops. I witness their arrogance. The captain signals, and 5 tank cannons aim at us. He warns, "Disobey and die." I pretend to yield, step forward, and flatter the governor. I claim admiration for the governor and a desire to join. I signal Hugo, and Damien hands over his warm crystal. Damien resentfully hands over the top-quality crystal. The truck crew sees the enormous crystal. The captain accepts it, pleased by my submissive attitude. A soldier spots Damien's sack and whispers. The captain greedily offers the governed city's elite 9 nether force if we surrender all crystals. I feign interest. He boasts about the military faction's generous treatment. I draw my flame demon battle blade, grin, and say, "I'll take anything but a loss, so I'm not joining." Then I shift it into first gear. A fiery red blade erupts. My 1,500-degree strike decapitates the 4th stage truck. Hugo punches the iron-hard tank into scrap metal. The hidden riders are crushed. The convoy realizes what's happening. 4 tanks aim their cannons at us. On this bridge, I'd hesitate, fearing a collapse into the river. At this range, hitting these metal cans is child's play. Die! I block the muzzle with my left armor. The shell explodes inside the barrel. I split the tank in 2. Hugo smashes the remaining tanks with iron fists, then fires his laser gun, dropping every standing motorcyclist. Damien crouches by the bridge, raises his sniper rifle, and shoots the reconnaissance drone from the sky. Retreat! It transmitted the footage, and reinforcements are coming. I loot both trucks' crystals and flee. Damien scouts our rear. We race down the highway. Hugo panics. "You're on my pirate ship. You smashed Imperial Army tanks. Normally, you'd kneel and call them father. Now hundreds of thousands of troops will surround us." Relax. The Azure Dragon Empire is in chaos. James, Yangcheng's governor, is exploiting the chaos to become a local emperor. Powerful groups want independence, so nobody can hunt us nationwide. We have nothing to lose. We can flee anytime. James's ragtag army can't stop me. Even the Imperial Army couldn't. Hugo pales. Hundreds of thousands? Their spit could drown us. Armed helicopters thunder overhead. Damien, bringing up the rear, accelerates and catches us like a whirlwind. At 400 kilometers per hour, Damien makes us look like crawling turtles. His lips tremble. We've really messed up. 10 helicopters are chasing us, fully loaded with portable missiles. To me, they're just flying torches. One burst can drop them. Damien is nearly crying. Hundreds of heavy trucks and motorcycles over 10 meters tall are behind us, plus motorcycles carrying rocket launchers. I skid through the guardrail. I shouldn't have attacked. Now I'm going to be blasted to ashes. I snap back. You were killing them hardest. Why act scared now? The highway is a dead end. This machine army will catch us eventually. I change course for Dianjiangtai on nearby Baisho Mountain. Its terrain is treacherous. A slope rises several hundred meters to a summit, then primeval mountains stretch for dozens of miles behind it. The helicopters launch missiles. Explosions thunder. Smoking craters open one after another. We cover our heads and dodge through the gunfire. Damien floors it. I'll scout ahead. He vanishes. Furious, I transform and swing my armor. My left fist hits a falling missile. The blast hurls me several meters back. Shrapnel grazes my vehicle, spraying sparks. Hugo and I counterattack the helicopters with laser guns. Unprepared, the pilots lose 4 or 5 helicopters. The remaining helicopters retreat. Hugo and I use the opening to race toward Dianjiangtai. Soon hundreds of heavy trucks arrive in a steel army. A blue heavy mecha leads. It sees the helicopter wreckage and erupts. Utter trash. Bombard them with every missile and artillery shell we've got. The pilots go ashen and grip their controls. They despise Jared. He's a construction hustler who rose by flattering the governor, thanks to his dump trucks, and now he orders soldiers around like servants. It's a military disgrace. Atop Dianjiangtai, Damien sees us fleeing, steals himself, and destroys a helicopter with one sniper shot. The helicopter crashes smoking. Damien sweats and curses. There's no way out. Before the cataclysm, he'd never seen jail. Now he's fighting the Imperial Army directly. Damien loves the life or death thrill. Hugo and I transform at Dianjiangtai and scramble uphill. Missiles, rockets, and machine gun fire rain behind us, riddling the ancient site with holes and debris. A smoking missile streaks toward Hugo's back. I catch the missile in my left hand. It explodes, and the shockwave floors Hugo. Go first. Don't worry about me. Once we're over this mountain, we'll escape. Hugo grits his teeth, rises, and charges for the summit. Above, Damien's sniper rifle fires shot after shot. Helicopters plummet. Below, Jared watches those irreplaceable resources fall and curses furiously. Returning after such losses means disaster. Jared lines up over a dozen rocket vehicles and aims every cannon at the summit to obliterate Damien. Captain, take care. Damien turns and leaps down the slope into the mountains. Over a dozen rockets level the summit as large as a football field. Hugo sweats, grateful he stayed below. Halfway up the mountain, bloodlust takes me. My flame demon battle blade transforms. It becomes Death's scythe, blazing red. Every heavy truck charging me gets sliced apart like cabbage. Over a dozen fall instantly. The survivors can't understand why I'm so monstrous. Jared eyes my flame demon battle blade greedily. It's a divine weapon. To protect it, he halts the rockets and orders human waves to exhaust me. Without rockets, the pressure eases. Under Hugo's covering laser fire, I reach the top, panting. Below, motorcycle and human remains litter the mountainside. This is the early Cataclysm's terrifying mix of firearms and mechs. Without those helicopters and rocket launchers, we'd have destroyed hundreds of heavy trucks already. Below, Jared shouts arrogantly, "Surrender your weapons, and your corpses stay intact." I glance at the forest behind me. Your little force can't stop us. Once we're deep inside, your army can't move freely. Jared sneers. Think I've been stalling to exhaust you? My heart skips. Something's wrong. Nearly 1,000 heavy trucks, excavators, and dump trucks stretch along the highway. They're Juyu troops, handpicked from hundreds of thousands of soldiers in Guangzhou. Hugo swallows. We'll pay crystals to settle this. Jared roars. After killing so many of my brothers, you think a few crystals settle it? No, I want you and that blade. He needs it to excuse his losses. I laugh. A wager, no guns or artillery. I'll fight them one at a time. Hugo grabs my arm in terror and calls it suicide. Jared agrees before I reconsider. He knows our laser guns would cost him heavily, and I could destroy the divine sword. Then Damien comes panting over the hill. Damien escaped, but comes back to fight beside us. I scan the thousands of heavy mechs below. Hiding in the mountains won't work. We have to hold them until dark. In darkness, they won't risk lights while pursuing us. I take the big fish's top-grade crystal and order Damien to retreat with Hugo. Instead, Hugo stuffs down a handful of crystals, forcing his energy back, then roars at Jared below. Then I'm fighting too. Jared glares at Hugo. No one leaves alive today. Hugo and Damien refuse to run. Then we settle this the old way. I swallow the crystal. I'm Wade. I'm here to send you on your way. Jared doesn't bother remembering our names. He sends 300 men charging uphill in each wave. I warn my brothers to get ready. Seconds later, the first motorcyclists charge, and an excavator's spinning drill aims at my chest. It can pierce boulders weighing several tons. I don't dodge. I slam my armored left fist straight into it. The excavator mocks me, but Jared turns pale. These fools don't know my left arm's terrifying power. I shatter its drill and entire arm, then punch straight through the excavator's chest. I rip out its crystal and swallow it, completing everything in under 2 seconds. Motorcyclists close in. I draw the flame demon battle blade's hilt. The truck crew laughs. Its dragon head spits a crimson blade 8 meters long. Extreme heat ignites the air. 4 heavy trucks can't react before I slice them in half. Damien darts in from the side to harvest the bodies. Hugo fights like a war god, pounding 7 or 8 trucks into scrap within half a minute. Hugo and I hold both sides of the mountaintop. Every flame demon swing takes down several mechs. I destroy over 100 mechs, leaving the riders too exhausted to even lift their arms. Damien feeds Hugo and me fresh crystals. When his terrified men retreat, Jared nearly vomits blood with rage. Jared draws his pistol. Half a step back and I'll shoot. I swallow some crystals and check the sky. Hugo, hold out 10 more minutes. At sunset, we vanish into the mountains. Jared sees my plan. Furious, Jared grabs a giant battle axe and leads the charge uphill. Hugo and I raise our dark laser guns together and unleash a furious barrage, instantly tearing apart ranks of trucks. Motorcycles explode. Jared scrambles back. That's unfair. We banned firearms. I sneer. All's fair in war. You thought I'd fight up close? Laser fire is far deadlier, dropping dozens in 5 seconds. Jared's eyes blaze. Even if it kills me, I'll cross those last few meters. His underworld instincts know retreat ruins a group attack. If hundreds swarm us, even I can't survive. Then someone grabs Hugo's gun barrel. A dozen men pin Hugo down. Before they kill him, I lunge in and slash off several heads. I sense danger behind me and strike backward without turning. My armored left arm catches Jared's battle axe with a metallic clang. Hundreds of motorcyclists flood uphill and surround us. I scan them coldly. Hugo, get ready to retreat. Even the Heavenly King would die for this slaughter. Second gear heats Flame Demon to 5,000 degrees, turning its blade blood red. The heat distorts the surrounding air. I charge into the packed vehicles and swing full force. My arm and Flame Demon carve a deadly arc spanning 17 meters, instantly cutting every motorcyclist inside in half. A deadly clearing opens around me. I sheath my blade and leap down the slope. Damien follows me down. The surviving military faction soldiers are terrified by my terrifying strike. Nobody dares pursue us. Jared freezes halfway uphill, clutching his battle axe and trembling at the severed limbs covering the ground. Jared's instincts made him dodge my red blade. Otherwise, he'd be among the pieces. Should we keep chasing them? Jared answers with his battle axe, decapitating the trembling man. Clean up the battlefield and retreat. Night falls, and we vanish into the primeval forest. Jared stares after us with fists clenched, swearing he'll never forget this. We run all night through the mountains to a town hundreds of miles away. After hundreds of kilometers, we collapse, too exhausted to move. I curse inwardly. We nearly died for 1 crystal. Ridiculous. Had I known we'd face a dozen armed helicopters and thousands of motorcyclists, I'd never have acted. Darkness and Jared's greed for my blade save us. Hugo complains. A rich heir like me is risking death daily and becoming a wanted criminal. Damien, though, excitedly produces a plastic bag. This was absolutely worth it. Inside, 50 or 60 purification crystals glitter. Damien secretly digs up top-quality battlefield loot, all 2nd stage or higher, including several 4th stage pieces. This bag alone outvalues killing thousands of ordinary steel beasts. With what we swallowed during the fight, we've made a killing. Hugo clutches his bullet-riddled back. I'm badly hurt. I need energy. I give him 20 top-grade crystals, and Damien watches enviously. He knows he contributed less and won't ask, but I still give him 20. I swallow the remaining 10. Damien kept us supplied during the battle, and I reward people fairly. I won't shortchange brothers who risk their lives. Exhausted, we split the spoils and sleep somewhere secluded until morning. Then we wander the small city and find a survivor base. Motorcyclists are scavenging the streets, and their stares feel wrong. They're curious and afraid, but openly greedy and excited too. To avoid trouble, I ignore them and head for the ring road instead. Trouble hits before the ring road. Engines roar behind us as over 200 motorcyclists surround us, several aiming pistols at our heads. The SUV and bulldozer-like mech haggle over us until they settle their shares. Hand over what you stole in Guangzhou, and we'll leave decent corpses. We have no idea what this bastard means. He tosses me a tattered poster. The poster claims we stole James's flame demon. I'm worth 5,000 crystals, Hugo 3,000, and Damien 800. The sword adds 5,000, totaling 13,800 crystals. Hugo only cares that his bounty is below mine. Damien sweats. This is fabricated. It's malicious slander. It's insidious. A huge reward is far deadlier than any official warrant. In this damned tomb, countless people will risk everything for that money. These greed-blinded desperados prove it. Will you hand over the sword or do we take it? Pistols click off safety and target me and Hugo. He plays scared. Will surrendering the sword spare us? No. All 3 heads are worth 8,800. You're not leaving. Hugo nods like he understands. Then his arm becomes a laser cannon aimed at the crowd. The motorcyclists open fire, but these weak first stage and second stage evolved fighters can't withstand him. One laser burst drops scores instantly. Damien drops the gunmen with shots before they fire. In 5 seconds, over 200 attackers flee in panic. The SUV and bulldozer flee, and I launch a roundhouse kick. My kick snaps the SUV rider's steel body in half. Then one heavy punch destroys half the bulldozer. I don't chase the fleeing bikes. They aren't worth any blood. Damien expertly searches them for stones and crystals. Hugo studies the newspaper. James's reach extends even here. That explains this morning's helicopters. I point at the corner. Look closely. White Dove Group published this. Sounds familiar. They're not Utong Express, from before the Cataclysm, now selling intelligence and news. They're established. Hugo finds our bounty, recruitment notices from dozens of forces, and an Empire article explaining motorbike racer evolution. White Dove understands business. Anyone advertising in newspapers must be incredibly wealthy. Even cheaply, 1 buyer per 1,000 among hundreds of millions brings an unimaginable windfall. That monopoly makes them fortunes. They're wealthy, with helicopters everywhere. Those posters must cover the entire empire. What do we do? I pause. People die for money. That bounty even tempts me. Hiding means retreating into the mountains and living like savages forever. Hugo clicks his tongue. So what's your plan? Simple. Kill whoever issued it, and the bounty disappears. Damien swallows. What are you planning? I don't let revenge linger. James tried to kill me, so he'd better prepare to die. We launch a surprise attack. He's Yangcheng's governor, commanding a huge army. Are we really fighting him head-on? Let's do it. In this apocalypse, survival demands ruthlessness. I have no power, but I have the strength to overturn the table anytime. Bare feet don't fear shoes. I'm not afraid. Damien suggests. James must be rich. Just plunder his crystal cave. That leaves us a way to meet again in the afterlife. One wants murder, the other wants the treasury. That's a way out? Empty Yangcheng's coffers, and James will chase us forever. My eyes light up. Nothing beats robbing the vault. It's settled. Hugo coughs, trying to calm us. This is suicide. This haul will evolve you again. That changes his mind instantly. Let's do it. Let's do it. The 3 of us sneak out of town, take the main road to avoid the mountain pests, and reach the landmark location before dark. The Chinese city glows like a torch below us. Hugo frowns. James has too many men. They could drown us in spit. This job won't be easy. Damien chuckles. We can make someone else do the dirty work. Another man suggests luring the surrounding steel beasts to the governed city, letting them fight while we raid the crystal warehouse. Hugo objects. The governed city holds millions of innocent civilians, and a beast tide could kill countless people. That's too underhanded. I shake my head. You're underestimating the governed city's defenses. James has hundreds of thousands of troops, heavy artillery, and helicopters. Ordinary floodwaters can't move the governed city. I approve Damien's plan. We lure the floodwaters outside the city, create chaos, and sneak in. The next night, Hugo returns with the location. Warehouse number 82 on the urban road, found through bribed informants. I tell everyone to wait for Damien's message. Soon, the deafening roar of the motorcycle mecha tears through the night. Damien races toward the governed city. Hugo gives him a thumbs up as the steel beasts swarm behind him. I hunted over 200 crystals today and gave them to Damien as bait. Damien pulls off a beautiful drift and stops at the foot of the hill. He leaps up to us, panting. Hugo pats his shoulder and promises a hefty reward, but Damien turns back in horror and stares into the distance. This wasn't my doing at all. A deafening roar echoes outside the governed city as an endless tide of steel beasts charges in. Damien swears he scattered only a few crystals. The city's monsters have gone mad. They swarm out like wolves. The lone motorcyclists flee into the governed city as the terrifying beast tide rushes toward it. I'm dumbfounded. This is more than hundreds of thousands of monsters, apparently from several surrounding cities. I grab Damien by the collar. He opens his sack, revealing hundreds of untouched top-grade crystals. I didn't even get a chance to use the bait, Damien says, nearly sobbing. I gasp. This is a once-in-a-century flood, but it's also a golden opportunity. I order my men into the city amid the chaos. The main gate of the Chinese city is already a battlefield, drowned in gunfire and smoke. Vehicles and troops rush to the front lines. Hundreds of tanks fire wildly, while armed helicopters heat the sky with red-hot gun barrels. The steel beasts charge fearlessly over mountains of their own dead. Missiles can't pierce the mutated rhinos, and berserk black bears smash buildings with one punch. Giant mutated creatures rampage across the battlefield. The Chinese city's defenses crumble, forcing it to abandon the outer defense zones. Hugo and I transform into heavy trucks and slip into the outskirts through the weakened defenses. We head straight for the military warehouse at 82 Shangyun Road, once an express distribution center and now a wartime crystal warehouse. Damien volunteers to shut down the lights and find a high point to cover us. I warn him to be careful. This military-restricted area is usually heavily guarded, but most forces are defending the city, leaving only scattered patrols. Hugo and I move through the darkness, slit several sentries' throats, and reach the warehouse. 50 armed dump trucks, and their drivers guard the entrance. One man asks Jared whether they should support the front lines. Jared curses, "Whoever wants to die, go." He boasts that he pulled strings to move his men here, since the front lines are too dangerous. Another subordinate quickly flatters him. Pleased, Jared lectures them. Strength isn't enough in their line of work. They need to be perceptive and quick to act. He claims even 10 lives couldn't satisfy their cravings, then pretends to notice something and sighs. Jared lies that a mole attacked the warehouse during the dampness, costing 5,000 crystals. His subordinate stammers, "Did you personally do it, Master Jared? Who would dare come looking for death while I'm sitting here?" Jared's eyes turn sinister. He stares at the clueless subordinate, kicks open the door, transforms his arm into a machine gun barrel, and turns 7 or 8 armed soldiers into mincemeat. The soldiers are shredded before they can scream. Jared points at the corpses. "Still think there are no thieves?" As his subordinate begs, another motorcyclist smashes his head with a spiked club. The club wielder whispers, "The destruction is astonishing. At least 8,000 crystals are missing." Jared admires his cleverness and promotes him to squad leader. In the shadows, Hugo and I realize the bastard is blaming us while he fills his own pockets.